A common objection to individual subjectivism is that it can't account for moral disagreement. The objection goes something like this. When Tom says abortion bans are morally good, and Jane says abortion bans are morally bad, it seems like they're disagreeing. But according to individual subjectivism, they're actually not disagreeing. For when Tom says that abortion bans are morally good, really he's just saying he approves of abortion bans. And when Jane says that abortion bans are morally bad, really all she's saying is just that she disapproves of abortion bans. But clearly these claims are compatible. It can obviously be the case, both that Tom approves of abortion bans and that Jane disapproves of abortion bans. These statements aren't contradictory at all. So on subjectivism, there's no moral disagreement. But since there is moral disagreement, subjectivism is false. Now, personally, I am unsure why this is such a popular objection to subjectivism, since I consider this to be a trash tier objection. The whole objection assumes that the only way two people can disagree is to have contradictory beliefs. But I see no reason to grant this. It seems to me that people can disagree without having contradictory beliefs. And I don't think this needs to involve any conceptual engineering on mine or the subjectivist's part. I think ordinary discourse already operates under a notion of disagreement that doesn't require contradictory beliefs. To illustrate this, let me present an example. Imagine two vegans are having a discussion about which plant based burger tastes best. Charlie says, Impossible burgers taste the best. Tasha replies with, I disagree. Beyond burgers taste better. Now, what is the most plausible interpretation of this interaction? That when Tasha says she disagrees with Charlie, she's saying she affirms the negation of the proposition he affirmed? That when she says, I disagree, Beyond Burgers taste better, she's really saying, oh no, it's a stance independent gastronomic fact that Beyond Burgers taste better than Impossible Burgers. Or perhaps she's saying, actually, Charlie, you're wrong. You actually prefer the taste of Beyond Burgers over that of Impossible Burgers. I don't think either of these are remotely plausible interpretations. To me, and I suspect most people, the most plausible interpretation of this interaction is that Charlie is saying he prefers the taste of Impossible Burgers, and Tasha is saying she prefers the taste of Beyond Burgers. Obviously, it can be true both that Charlie prefers Impossible Burgers and that Tasha prefers Beyond Burgers. Yet, if we take it that they still disagree over whether Impossible or Beyond Burgers taste better, this shows us that disagreement need not involve differing beliefs. Disagreement can simply consist in clashing attitudes. We can imagine similar interactions about all kinds of different topics music, movies, etc., where people are simply reporting their preferences, and yet it still makes sense to say they disagree. If I hate Marvel movies and you love them, it makes sense to say we disagree, even if we're both simply making statements about our film preferences. Similarly, if I support abortion and you oppose it, it makes sense to say we disagree, even if we're just reporting our moral attitudes. So I think this shows a cogent way for the subjectivist to easily avoid the charge that subjectivism can account for moral disagreement. In fact, the subjectivist can quite easily account for moral disagreement. It's not hard at all.